Greetings, adventurers! Those of you with keen eyes may have noticed that if you're listening to Dark Dice on Spotify or Apple, or most podcasting apps for that matter, we now have unique episode art for every single episode of our show. We've also gone ahead and reformatted the titles of each episode to make it easier for new listeners to navigate the seasons and chapters. Today, we'd also like to give a quick shout out to those of you who took the time to send us comments and reviews on Shores of the Silver Thrum. For those who haven't listened to Chapter 10, let's just say it was an emotional episode. And one last quick note before we begin, we're proud to share that the role of Barrin Innskeep for this episode, that's the son of Eyþór Innskeep, is voiced by the same actor from the original season, Theo Merksamer, who has grown significantly taller since voicing even just the last chapter, which was recorded something like 6 years ago. We have a lot of ground to cover this season, so let's get right into it.
Shalis Pace, Salis.
Do you seek him?
Do you seek him?
Do you seek him?
Do you seek him?
Do you seek the nameless god?
You have found yourself among those who roll the dark dice. What you are about to hear happened long ago. A story brought back from the edge of oblivion, dutifully transcribed and enhanced orally to better captivate your attention. Previously, Rowena and her cousin Sindri liberated the souls imprisoned by elven traitors. Barely escaping the guards with their lives, how far can they truly hope to go in the frozen winter of the Bright Vale? Dark Dice, The Long Road. Chapter 15, Nowhere to Return. What felt like an eternity on horseback was only, in reality, a handful of tense minutes. The word-crafting chimera, Xans Morathath, broke from their formation to head south after a brief explanation to Sindri that they would have better odds at freedom if they split up. The third horse had apparently gone its own way as well, and as the cousins found time to heal their wounds during the next 10 minutes of riding, certain thoughts crept upon them.
It was the right call at the time, but I kind of regret giving the Chimera my shield.
Maybe switch to a less bumpy canter and the healing will hurt less. But I've got a shield with Alluvian out if you want it.
It's pretty cool. It's no Celagon, but it's pretty cool.
It's got little drawings on the back too. Churches, I think. Pillars, mine, Faxiphos, You had food at the inn, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, you're drunkenly riding a horse?
It's
You're a madman!
It was an emergency. Don't worry, I tied the white thing to my horse. It means it's okay. It means the blood skulls will pull us over.
Oh my god. I guess we just get to a point where we think we at least feel safe, and then Rowena will just push you on a bit longer, like another hour, because you're drunk and shouldn't be trusted.
Continuing their ride north on horseback in the dark for an hour more, the same night as they freed the mysterious deep elf and her pet, Father Westpike once again felt the age of his weary bones and the cold of those biting winds. He slowed their horses to a canter, and somehow, even unbidden, the horses still continued north, as if Higaros himself, the god of fear, pursued them.
How long travel? When stop? Fire? Night?
She's gonna turn around a little bit, holding on to Sindri with one arm to keep him safe. Probably an hour or two. Do you speak? And then she's gonna switch to Dwarvish. Will you tell her Dwarvish Mythmic?
No.
Okay. What else do I know? Will you tell her Elvish Mythic? Okay. Alright, I'll actually switch to Elvish. So, you don't speak Dwarvish, do you speak Elvish?
Yes.
Oh, right, okay, cool. If it's easier, I can do this, but I'll have to do a little bit of translating.
Yeah, Father Westpike looks baffled at the words that are coming out of your mouth now.
You keep riding forward, you keep an eye on where we're going.
Oh, right, yes, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to probably stop in maybe an hour or so. We'll probably put enough distance between us and then, and frankly, I don't think he can carry on much longer. He's pretty drunk. Are you okay? Do you need any healing or anything?
No, I can heal myself, thank you.
Oh, you're a fellow magic user.
Some.
Nice.
Where are we headed?
My cousin and I are heading back to one of our homes, but...
I see. I will travel with you for a while. And then we can reassess our situation. I'm used to traveling, of course, and I'm curious what the surface has to offer.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll chat a bit more when we find somewhere to stop. I think Sindri here would probably quite like to actually chat. I won't be rude, but I've never met any of your kind before.
I'm sure.
Rowena took a moment to examine the features of the woman riding next to her. The elf's smirk and confident posture was betrayed by her clear unease of the horse she rode. The elf's copper hair and amber eyes contrasted her bruised violet skin, patterns in which now gave off a faint glow of its own along the bioluminescent striations across her arms, chest, and face, almost resembling the writhing mouth tendrils and eyes of a flayer. Rowena estimated that the elf was perhaps 5'7", 130 pounds. She was bundled under a tidy grey cloak that she must have taken from the caravan, which bore intricate stitchwork that made its heavy fabric almost seem like a moving wall of rough stone. Her hood was tightly drawn, concealing hair that Rowena knew to be straight, falling down the middle of her back in a braid. At some point, the Delvin must have also slowed down to layer up, because she now also wore a clean traveler's shirt that felt particularly elegant, like the garb of some far-flung Vernascan nobility, save for the strange nature of its cut, which exposed the sides of her torso, bringing clear view to the elf's lateral lines. That is to say, the rows of extrasensory pores that allowed Delvin to see in the dark. They almost resembled freckles, leading Rowena to wonder if male Delvin sported similar cuts in their clothing, as this fashion, though functional for Delvin, almost reminded her of an exotic dancer's costume. The woman's ears also seemed somehow more bat-like than other types of elves Rowena had seen, and after some thought, yes, she very much held herself like many of the nobles Rowena had known from her former life. It was a parallel that made Rowena somehow uneasy.
So, I know I just said maybe we could go on for another hour, but I feel like we're probably in the clear at this point, and I'm also a little bit covered in blood right now. And most of it's mine. So maybe we can start to look for a place to stop in the next 15 or 20 or so.
Yes. We'll take care of your wounds more seriously once we stop. And once we find a place, we should probably try to cover our tracks a little bit too, okay? Those men could still be on our heels before sunrise.
The trio continued onward, at one point briefly stopping as a shadowy war party of horned figures crossed the distant road ahead in pursuit of something. And perhaps 20 minutes later, they found a suitable place that felt safe enough to make their camp. A fence marking the edge of a small farm.
Let's just park the horse here and skip the campfire this time. Feels so good to be off the horse. We're trying to hide, so we probably should just form a shelter from the wind on the far edge of the fence. I'll set up the shield and perhaps some wood, if I can find some.
Have you had anything to eat recently?
I have not for a while. Is there game here?
There might be. I mean, I only ever really passed through here at extreme speed last time I came, so I don't really know what's around. I mean, do you hunt?
Some. I am out of practice with lots of things on the surface, but I'm learning quickly. So I can likely find us some bats or sporelings with some luck.
I don't really find much of them hanging about in the trees these parts, but, even if you catch some bats or sporelings, I don't think we ought to make a fire tonight to cook. That'll give us away to the ones pursuing us, right?
No fires. You're right.
But we've got cold rations if you want to share with us tonight and then maybe exchange the feather and get something a bit more meaty tomorrow. How about that?
And what would you expect in return for me to share your food?
I look at Sindri and look back at her like, nothing.
There must be something. Cannot be that you simply want to share.
Well, I don't know about my cousin here, but when you freeze someone, I kind of assume you've got not a lot, so it's the right thing to do, so take it.
The right thing to do, indeed. Right, well, I think I will take a small portion of your Rations if you do not mind.
I just freely hand over one of my rations.
My thanks.
You're welcome.
Father Westpike smiles at the exchange. I'm assuming it was Elvish.
Yeah, in which I'm like very fluent. Yeah, from now on, I'm basically just using magic to message Sindri the translation or whatever we talk about. It's just a normal sort of thing I do. And after they're done quietly eating and I finish tying off the horses, I'm going to make sure we've got something of a shelter for the wind. I'm going to say, so, look, I need to wrap up my wounds anyway, so I've got to be up for a little bit. Why don't you guys get some rest while I'll take first watch.
Father Westpike moves over to Rowena, and I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on her.
Appreciate it.
May the blessed light of Celagon bring clarity to your worries and strength to your body. She'll heal 15.
A holy light shone under Father Westpike's hands that wove Rowena's flesh, leaving only bruising behind, slightly stinging as her skin mended so quickly. A feeling soon replaced by a warm, comforting pressure.
Her arms are a bit stiff, but she is feeling a world better. Tack for the Meg.
Rowena and Sindri briefly smiled at each other, having survived another night. But the light of Sindri's glowing magic shone upon a set of 3 eyes staring at the dwarves from the darkness. However, as his hands raised to illuminate their foe and Rowena's to her hilt, stress levels only rose slightly as they instead found the singular eye of a lemur, seated atop the 2 eyes set correctly upon the elf woman's head. The lemur stared at them with curious wonder as its stomach quietly growled.
Father Westpike breaks a little bit of a ration and puts it closer to the lemur. Oh! Then takes it back and looks at Delvin. Is it okay to feed it? He's gonna ask in common.
Rowena's translating.
And the Delvin woman replied in Elvish.
Yes, he will know if it is not safe to eat.
The furry cyclops reached out a paw to grasp the food, holding on to it for a moment, before pulling it from Sindri to flee back to the warm safety of the Delvin's cloak, checking over its shoulder for safety between bites while greedily consuming the salted jerky, chittering in approval.
So, firstly, I am so sorry we've been so rude. We didn't really have much time earlier, but introductions. I'm Rowena.
Rowena extended a hand to shake.
I am Lirril.
A tense moment passed between them while Rowena's hand remained extended and Lirril stared at it with either confusion or disdain. The expression was unclear.
It is uncommonly pleasant to meet you all.
Rowena recalled her hand slowly, flexing her fingers awkwardly to make the movements seem somehow more intentional.
This is my cousin. This is Father Westpike. I'm doing this in common, by the way, for you.
Oh, thank you. I'm Sindri. Pleasure to meet you. And Sindri puts out his hand to shake.
Lirril stared at his hand in turn, making no effort to meet it.
I will remember your names.
Okay. Look, I'm going to sit down for a watch. We're all going to get some rest and shifts, and then we'll figure out what it is that you want to do tomorrow, Lirril. It seems you're a free woman now, I guess.
So it would seem.
If you wish to travel with us, our travels take us to the city of Auden, but a couple of days forward. We're going to rest there a few days, and then we'll carry on north. You can travel with us if you want, it's no problem.
A flood of conflicting thoughts waged a silent battle within Lirril's mind as the lines on her face softened for the first time in a long time. And Lirril responded in common.
I have powers, though the surface world, to me, makes strange. I can use magics to know what tomorrow's weather becomes.
If you can, that would be excellent.
Okay.
Please?
Father Westpike takes off his armor and just seems to try to get comfortable.
Yeah, I'll actually help you this time.
Aww.
Clear. No rain, no. She switches to Elven. It will be clear skies. We will have a fine day of travel.
Means we can start pretty fresh and early tomorrow. If you're sure you want to come with us, we can't promise that you'll be safe, but it'll be safer than, you know.
I have nowhere else to go.
Don't you want to return home?
No.
Another first. Lirril now shared a genuine smile, one of amusement.
Looks like the two of us walk the same path. And I'll switch back to common, but I'm not going to translate that last bit for Sindri. Sorry.
Sindri, now wearing a nightcap and brushing his teeth, dug himself a small patch in the snow and quickly put down his bedroll, using his newly acquired shield as a roof. He had no difficulty drifting to sleep, but Lirril found, as always, that she had a more difficult time relaxing beneath the open sky and the stars that filled it. Her mind ever wandered from the abstract sparks above to issues more grounded, and as her eyes fell upon a particularly bright star, so wondered if someone she knew might be looking at that same star in that moment. It was the same question she pondered on most previous nights on the surface, in the moments before drifting to sleep. She pondered what the name of that star might be, concluding again to ask when she woke up if she could be bothered to remember such trivialities. Time passed, and Rowena found herself the only one awake. Even the horses had found a comfortable patch to rest near the deep elf, seeming to trust her instinctively, yet there was a change in the air. It wasn't sudden, but something had shifted, a sort of uneasy sinking feeling gnawing at Rowena. And it wasn't just the terrible pangs of hunger or the sleep deprivation she'd put herself through. Her blurry eyes checked the road, the horses, the elf, her cousin, and the dagger in her hand. The long stretches of hills visible under the light of the stars reminding her of a torn, bloody canvas. And as her eyes returned to the campfire, it was Barrin who broke the silence.
Rowena, snap out of it.
What the fuck?
You were daydreaming again. You've been doing that a lot since we got back.
No, if you get here, right? I mean... Yeah, can you catch me up on what's happening? I'm a bit confused.
Yeah, no problem. See, the solstice just ended. You and Phlegia had way too much brioche.
Way too much.
And it was time for our monthly campfire decompression thing. It was your idea, remember? The thing where we talk about our feelings and try to get over the shit we don't talk about?
All the feelings.
Of course. Are we at Phlegia's hut?
Yeah, where else would we be?
Is everything okay, Rowena? You look pale. And hungry. Here, have some beer bread. I just baked it this morning, so it's fresh.
Ooh, me too.
There's plenty to go around.
Smells really good, actually. So, that Sora in there, right?
Towering over you all like a sheep mage's roost? Rowena, are you okay? You look like you've seen a ghost. Well, more ghosts than usual.
Yeah, I just... See, I don't remember how I got here. There was a gate, and...
We know. You sort of shut yourself off and haven't been the same since. But you seem attentive tonight, so the campfire night thing must be working.
Okay, so stop. Just stop. Give me a minute, okay? If you're here, and Soren's there, and Barrin and Iaus are there, and Phlegia is somewhat outside...
Your cousin's still dead, Rowena. I need you not to freak out. We tried to explain it last time, and you just sort of lost it. I've had to say this a few times now, but... You killed him.
But it's okay. It was an accident. You said so yourself.
You're the villain in this story, and it's your fault.
They forgive you, Rowena.
What do you mean they forgive me? They're the dead ones. Wait, can any of you see him too?
He's dead, Rowena. Let him go.
He's dead.
Stop, leave me alone, no. Stop.
He's dead,
He's
Rowena.
alive.
Let him go.
He's alive.
Don't seek him.
You're the ghost. He's alive. Leave him alone. He's
Do
alive.
you seek
Do
him?
you seek him?
Do you seek him?
Do you hear me?
Who the fuck are you?
Whoa. I was asking if you happen to be traveling with Father Westpike.
A bright lantern between Rowena's face and the speaker prevented her from seeing the figure at the end of her crossbow, but she could surely smell him, a mixture of dried vomit and strong alcohol. This loud conversation had stirred Father Westpike from slumber.
Who are you? Am I Father Westpike? He looks sheepishly to Rowena.
Are you? Oh my god. Okay, I'm going to step in front of everyone. I'm not going to hold my shield out. I'm not going to pull up my daggers, even though I should. I'm not... would appear I already have the dagger in my hand already. Holding it up. You know what? Fuck it. All in. Who the hell's are you? Who wants to know?
Easy now. My name is Payne. I'm an assistant over at the Grand Chapel of His Radiance Celagon in Alden. I was sent down here to collect Father Westpike. That was the name that they gave me. It is Father Westpike, right? Father Dorman sent me.
Oh.
There is no Father Westpike here. You have mistake making.
I was told there'd be 2 dwarves.
That is why you have mistake making. We have a party of 3, not 2. So this cannot be us.
Right. Well, I was sent out to help Father Westpike, who Dolman believes is in danger. But if y'all think y'all can smuggle yourselves into Arden on your own, I'll be on my way. No problem at all.
Lirril, I know the man he speaks of. It is a trusted friend of mine. If he sent for us, this might be good.
How did he know you were coming?
I do not know. I don't know why or how he sent for me, but he is a good friend of mine. He lives in Auden, the city we're going to.
Was it Shame, you said your name was?
Payne.
Payne?
Payne, that's correct.
Payne, right. How did he know we were going to be here?
This does not smell of good things, Sussin. I do not know. I do not trust him.
I clear my throat and I say in Dwarvish, Celagon helps all who seek his light.
All who seek the light shall find his blessing.
Oh, goodness
Not
sake.
my head.
So are we trusting him or not?
Well,
I will not trust him. But if he must travel with us, he must.
I would appreciate it. I wish to meet Dormant when we get to Auden. Why did he send for me? Did he tell you?
I don't want to presume anything, but he said y'all got into some trouble. He didn't say more than that, and I'm not one to ask.
Yeah, that's not far from the truth. Do you want to be travelling on now, or do you want to join us for the night? I really could use a rest, to be honest. I can't believe his name is Payne.
And that sounds absolutely lovely after the journey it took to find y'all. And before she can respond, Payne will pull out his blanket, kick a patch of snow away from the fence until he can see the ground, and bundle into it without another word.
Can I do an insight on this guy? Is he on the level? 21.
The human male was curious for sure. He wore a mix of dirty clothing that could have belonged to distant nobility, but was worn, frayed, and filthy in a way that lent to the idea that he was likely homeless. His brown vest and collared shirt formed a V beneath his neck, briefly revealing scars before he adjusted a formal black undershirt and a series of leather belts that kept his off-white shirt from exposing his skin to the elements. His dirty brown hair was curly, greasy, and unkempt. Any effort he'd made to push it back, likely before approaching Rowena, had been undone, and his pale blue eyes, set within a gaunt angular face of stubble and grime, never quite focused on a single person. Payne's boots were of similar quality, perhaps once nice, but now more patched than boot, and his rough homespun pants, most likely once tan, were a mix of stains, dirt, and mud that Rowena preferred not to think about in greater detail. Yet despite this wear from time and hardship, he only seemed to be in his early 20s.
Yeah, I don't trust this guy.
Father Westpike looks him up and down.
Though he was quite potent, Father Westpike had in fact smelt worse.
Well, I'm pretty sure that if he wanted money, he would have been paid handsomely to turn us in. I mean, if he could have tracked us, why bother to wake us up? Any of us up?
During this aside, a small metal flask opened and Payne took a swig without opening his eyes or tilting his head. However, with their keen insight, all present noticed that he did not flinch or react in any way at the mention of gold or reward. And it was at that moment that the cousins found themselves in the shadow of someone tall, looming behind their huddle.
Rowena, I have noticed something. There is good reason not to trust this man. If gold or rewards mean nothing to him, and very clearly needs gold, I question his motives. What greater incentive is there for surface-dwelling humans? There's something wrong, very wrong with this man.
You don't trust him because he doesn't want gold?
Yes, everyone wants something. Everyone has a price. Something that they aspire toward. Always question someone claiming to have no material motivation. We must determine his goals. Watch him closely. He could be an assassin sent to kill me. We don't know yet. I think I will sit up all night and observe him. I still don't fully understand what your motivation is, but you can do no worse than my previous captors. And you have treated me kindly thus far, so I give the benefit of my usual ambivalence.
Well, I'll take that at least. Look, I wouldn't recommend staying up all night on your own. It's not the smartest.
we should at least take shifts. It's really...
Can I make a suggestion to move this along?
A voice chimed in common.
I assume y'all are talking about me since you're in the huddle and all. The only weapons I have on me are these.
A set of rough, pitted iron darts were lifted and placed on a small rock beside where he lay.
You can take them. I'll just try to get a little bit of shut-eye while I can, get a little bit warm. In the morning, I'll take them back from you.
Too easy.
Not everything in life is rough. Okay, that's not actually my personal experience, but I like to believe that, if anything. Look.
Let us take his weapons then, but I will still watch for a time before I sleep, and Reith will be alert.
The small, fuzzy Cyclops creeped over her shoulder to leer at Payne with a singular, baleful eye.
The fuck is that?
It's just a pet. Look, don't worry about it. It's mostly harmless. And to Lirril, I'm going to say, tell you what, I got the first watch handled, and I'll wake you up in a few hours, and you can keep us safe until sunrise. And, I'll keep an eye on you-know-who in between. 2 shifts, split down the middle. Sound good?
All right.
So make sure you get your rest, otherwise we're all going to be screwed.
I will take his weapons then. Tell him, please.
Okay. She would like your weapons, if you don't mind.
All $10 are right there. Just remember to give them back in the morning before we get started. Oh!
Payne shifted his weight, revealing a short bow that uncomfortably dug into his back, passing it toward Lirril.
I forgot I even had this, but it's yours to keep if you'd like.
Payne got the impression that Lirril was the one in charge of this group, a conflict from the information he'd been given. She held herself like someone important. Perhaps they were her bodyguards. Strange bodyguards, though, as Father Westpike was already in his PJs, curled under his shield and blanket, trying to pick out words of what was being said in Elvish.
Lirril motions to Rowena. Please, one more thing. Tell him to remove his shoes so that we may check for blades.
You're really paranoid, aren't you?
That is how you survive.
Hey, she says she wants you to take your shoes off too, but... Sure, she's really paranoid about blades. She's trying not to die, I can understand it, so... Just do the shoe thing.
That seems fair. From where I'm lying on the ground, I'll kick my boots off for her to look at them.
Lirril swipes the darts, hiding them in her cloak, and stubbornly approaches the boots to examine them. Shaking them out, she holds the soles out, which are stuck to the bottom of the shoes, to make sure there's nothing under them. Ugh. I feel like the boots themselves might be an airborne poison sent to kill me. And I'll cast Detect Poison under my breath. Ugh. Thankfully, they do not appear to be lethal, although I do not recommend getting close enough to smell them. And Lirril tosses the boots back to him.
Alright, everybody settle down. I'll be on first watch.
Rowena rolled particularly well and remained awake for her shift. Nothing of note seemed to happen that evening, save for a shooting star that brought a brief smile to her face. As she passed another day without food, her second day without restful sleep, she failed her constitution saving throw, gaining a level of exhaustion and losing even more weight in the least healthy of ways. But she remained awake, and after a few hours nudged Lirril cautiously from a distance before lying down to rest in the cold darkness of the fence next to her cousin. Lirril motioned for Reith to sit, which he obliged after catching and devouring a mosquito. Between their 3 eyes, well suited to seeing in the darkness, nothing could elude them, and as their companions slept, Reith caught a few more bugs, and Lirril once again pondered her alien surroundings. The surface was definitely new for her, and no sooner than she gave thought to its loathsome orb of light, the sky began to brighten, spurring Lirril to approach Rowena, who was just reaching her second hour of sleep.
She leans down and shakes her by the shoulders, roughly. Wake!
What?
It is time to go. The sun is risen.
Oh.
The gentle twilight of colors was hardly visible beyond the distant mountains, but the sun would remain behind, likely for hours.
The heat will come soon. We must hurry.
I'll switch back to common. I'll sit up and I'll shake the sleep off. You know, the sun won't make that much warmer, right? I mean, it's hot in the summer, sure, but it'll be a pleasant change from freezing our asses off. And if your skin is super sensitive or whatever, then we'll be safe behind the mountains and clouds, just like the past month or so, most likely weather-like. So we don't have to get going just now. I guess we could do the breakfast thing and get everybody else up. Can't ride on an empty stomach after all, right?
Yes. Wake the dwarf. The other.
Yeah, I'll awake him, don't worry. You go grab Payne or whatever his name is.
Yes, I will deal with him.
No, not roughly, okay? Not roughly. Folks don't like being woken up roughly in the morning. And then she just pokes Sindri in the ribs, like, really hard.
She pulls out her staff, approaches him, and pokes him until he turns away from it to get it to stop.
Unexpectedly during the first poke, a deep belch erupted from the human, accompanied by a groaning.
Ugh, this vile man.
A breakfast was quickly eaten, and the team was ready for their journey to Auden within half an hour, unsure of what waited for them on the long road ahead, or their destination. Dark Dice, Chapter 15A, Nowhere to Return.
Featuring Jeff Goldblum as the Silent One.
Brewster as Rowena Granitepike. Eyþór Viðarsson as Father Sindri Westpike. Tanja Milojevic as Lirril. Tillman as Payne, and Travis Vengroff as Dungeon Master. Also featuring the voices of Theo Merksamer as Barrin, David Alt as Iaus Innskeep, Caitlin Statz as Sister Cavernsfall, and Peter Joseph Lewis as Soren Arkwright. This episode was produced and edited with sound design by Travis Vengroff, with mixing and mastering by Marisa Ewing of Hemlock Creek Productions, featuring executive producers Dennis Greenhill, Carol Vengroff, AJ Punkin, and Maico Villegas, with associate producer Xian Francois. This episode featured music by Travis Vengroff and Stephen Malin. To support this production and get access to bonus releases, early releases, 5e-compatible adventures and monsters, and ad-free episodes, please check us out and support this show at patreon.com/foolandscholar. You can also follow us on most social medias at Dark Dice Pod. This is a Fool and Scholar production.